Is Hammond a dog? What about the JunkerQueen? Are we getting a new map? What's going on? Cinematics, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa. So we are about to go wild with absolute speculation. Now, look at this. This is Hammond's room. We don't actually know what Hammond is. We just know he's a small, well, smaller specimen than the other specimens that have actually was sent to Horizon. Look at this. This is the dog image from the teaser that was put out yesterday. Do dogs like carrots? This is what I asked myself. So what I did was I gave Olive a carrot. It turns out dogs seem to like carrots. Now, I did actually take this off her because it's a bit too big for her. I mean, look at the size of it. She's only little, but she was eating it. So maybe dogs do eat carrots, but there was also bananas in the cage. So what does that say? By the way, thank you, Olive, for the beautiful cameo performance there. So back to the cage. What is going on here? Is this a monkey? Is this a dog? What is going on? I think it's a small monkey. I don't think it's a dog. If it's a dog, I'll be quite surprised because I don't think you would necessarily feed a dog bananas. That's my whole anti-dog conspiracy here, is you would not give a dog a banana. You might give them a carrot, as Olive showed us that she possibly would eat a carrot, but she's not going to eat a banana. I can tell you that for free. That is not meat. Actually, I don't know why she's eating a carrot, but whatever. So I don't think it's going to be a dog. Could be. I mean, we can never say no, but yeah. So let's take a look at what Specimen 8 actually is. So if we go all the way back to the spawn, we see this here. This actually shows us, I know this has been around for a while, but this shows us who is missing, who isn't missing, and we know Specimen 8 and Winston are missing. They are not found. They're not on the base. All the other specimens are being tracked on the base. I think what this could point towards is we're actually going to get a cinematic which shows us Winston and Hammond escaping the facility. Hammond has to be a small chimp, I think, at this point. If he's a dog, like I said, I'll be surprised, but he's going to be a smaller sort of creature than Winston. We know that for sure. Also, when we look around as well at this picture, like, again, this has been covered loads of times in the past, but that chimp there is Susan. It's number 20. You know, and all the other chimps, you can see them. They've got numbers on them. It clearly is showing you who they are. And, you know, there's number 10, I believe, or is it 11, 26, whatever. It's not number 8. That's the whole moral of that story. So this is really interesting, isn't it? Let's take a look at the image from the Twitter teaser. So this shows us a lot of stuff going on here. So we're going to break this down and we're going to see what's going on in actual detail here instead of like crazed knee-jerk reactions. We did that yesterday, but now we've had a chance to think about what's going on here. I'm almost certain this is London, or this is at least a UK map, because we know, or a UK location, we know that the UK has a problem with Omnics. Everything here is consistent. The Omnic posters on the wall for equal rights for Omnics, that is consistent with King's Row, and I'll show you that in a second. We've obviously got the Lucio poster. We've got the no bots graffiti. That, again, is consistent with London. It just looks like a very... And also the colour aesthetic of this. It's very, like, it's got the King's Row aesthetic about it. So it's dark, dingy colours. You know, it feels kind of industrial in a way. So if we go to King's Row, and again, this is on the PTR, but all of this is on the live service as well. You can see the equal rights for Omnics posters. These are only seen on King's Row. They are nowhere else in the game. At no point do they show up. They're just literally on King's Row. So as we like move around King's Row, you'll see various bits of Omnic, sort of anti-Omnic graffiti on the walls. Scrap all robots, get the robots out of here, blah, blah, blah. So this is what started me thinking that possibly what we're looking at here, the teaser contains a lot of information, and I think some of it is fan service information. Things like the JunkerQueen image, but we'll get onto that in a second. You've got obviously the dog. What could that mean? It's the first time we've seen the dog. We've got two chimps which seem to be jumping, and one chimp which is smack bang in the middle of the image. Now, in a video I put out yesterday, I was like, actually, this is probably a very simple teaser. Now, the reason why I say that, and again, you can see the no bots graffiti there, is because I know Blizzard had a pretty bad reaction to the whole Sombra ARG. So every subsequent hero launch since then has been kind of straightforward. We did have the old Efi situation where Efi comes out first. Is she the hero? I think at the time I'm on record saying I doubt it because she's a child and she wouldn't be in a game where we can just kill her. That would probably be wrong. But she turned out to be the creator of Orisa, but she's pretty much been forgotten since then. So this was the tweet, calm before the storm. What could that mean? This is something, again, we've not really paid attention to. That's intentional. Everything is intentional. What storm is going to happen? Are we about to see some type of popular uprising take place in the UK? Are the Omnics about to start some form of revolution? a peaceful revolution, let's say, not like an offensive one like Uprising, the event, the in-game event where it was like null sector and all that. No. What about this though? I don't know. I think that's just a bit of the poster from the power from New Horizons. It's just a spaceman. I think it's just a scientist in a spacesuit. I don't think that's necessarily anything. However, when we look at this image here, we can see that power for New Horizons is prominent. So something must happen with New Horizons. This is where I think the cinematic link comes in. However, look behind it. That says Scrapyard. And that, I believe, in the top right-hand side is the JunkerQueen. It's not a great image. Now, I have messed around with this and increased the contrast, the brightness. You can't really tell any more than we can actually see right here. Why is that covered up? What is going on? Why would she even be here? Is there a link between the JunkerQueen and Hammond, whatever Hammond is? Is Hammond a dog? Is Hammond a chimp? I think he's a chimp. Is there a connection? So if we go to Junkertown, we'll see this picture all over the map. This is the thing, this was everywhere. As soon as I want to say Junkerstars Event. As soon as Junkertown was launched back in 2017, during Gamescom, I believe, this was everywhere. It's like, oh wow, what's this? Well, what we do know, though, is the end of the map is the scrapyard. This is where the queen is, but the scrapyard isn't what we would necessarily think a scrapyard is. It's actually an arena. So this, as we go through the map, like maybe some of you guys, are not aware of this. This is the betting area. This is how the queen makes her money. She bets on bots fighting each other. Not Omnics, because they hate Omnics, but on actual constructions that people have built. But check this out. Can you see Wrecking Ball there? Look at this. Wrecking Ball actually features on the imagery. I was going to say in King's Row, but that's not King's Row, but on the teaser for Hammond, on the storm, the calm before the storm. Look at that. It's the same. Yeah, it's a bit grainy, it's a bit meshed out, but that is definitely Wrecking Ball. So what we've got here are references to the JunkerQueen, to Hammond, and to the bots that are used to fight. Like with this Kelvin there, you can see, but obviously the main reference we're focusing on is Wrecking Ball. So what is going on here? This is where we go completely crazy with speculation. Now, remember, all of this video is speculation. It's super fun to do this, but what is going on? Now, there are a couple of ways of looking at this. Hammond could be a chimp who's got a pet dog. He's the first pet class in the game. How would that work? I don't know. Maybe the dog is like a drone almost. So you can sort of, I guess, attach it to follow, kind of like Zen's orb in a way, but it buffs people and it follows them around. I mean, that's a crazy concept. Maybe that's true. Maybe it's not. Who knows, ladies and gentlemen. The other way of looking at this is Hammond actually isn't a chimp. He's a dog. Now, the reason why this might actually be true is you have silhouettes of the heroes in the game. Now, they don't want the heroes to be similar. And also think about the way you refer to Winston. You call him a monkey. Now, if there was actually a monkey in the game, it might get confusing. Monkey, 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 right? Especially if you watch pro-level games or you get the chance to watch pro-level scrims like I do. Everybody screams, monkey, 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 when they want Winston to die. So that could be a bit of a problem. So maybe we don't see a chimp because it's a similar sort of silhouette to a Winston. On the other hand, it would be really small. Winston is massive, so it's not really going to look like Winston in any way, is it? Who knows? What about a new London map? Or a new UK location. Now, the scrapyard, right? I'm going off on a mad tangent here. And remember, I am from Birmingham, ladies and gentlemen, which is the second city in the UK. There is a place in Birmingham called the Bull Ring. Now, it's a shopping centre. It's not actually a ring where bulls fight each other. But maybe, just maybe, the JunkerQueen has opened franchises of her arenas, the scrapyards, and there's one actually in Birmingham, and it's called the Bull Ring, so it's a new map. That's a very wild bit of speculation there, ladies and gentlemen. And also, it's just me wanting, a Birmingham map. That would be beautiful. But what about the power from Horizon? What about all of this stuff? There's a lot of connections here to be made. We've got Horizon Lunar Colony. We've got images of chimps for the very first time, or monkeys, that we've never seen them before. Images of a dog. We've got the JunkerQueen advertising the scrapyard. We've got graffiti on the wall for the scrapyard bots. We've got Lucio in concert. It looks like King's Row. There's a lot of things lining up here. I think what we could potentially be looking at is during the Overwatch League finals, we get some sort of cinematic. Now, this will either goes one of two ways. The first way is it goes down the route of we have the Winston Hammond escape from Horizon Lunar Colony. That's the premise. I'm leaning in that direction only because all of the cinematics so far have been things that have happened in the past. We don't ever get an up-to-date cinematic. What I would like to see, though, is the story being pushed forward. I'd like to see some sort of fallout, something happening in the game which pushes the story forward, which somehow links into Hammond. Now, if Hammond is with the JunkerQueen and the JunkerQueen is doing something in London or in the UK because of the posters and the advertising, so she's there, and then there's some sort of, like the calm before the storm, maybe some sort of Omnic uprising happens. What we know about the JunkerQueen is she does not like Omnics. She hates them. So maybe Hammond doesn't like them because he works for the JunkerQueen. Now, how would Hammond even get to work for the JunkerQueen? Well, maybe that's what we'll get to see in the cinematic. Maybe as Winston and Hammond leave Horizon, they split up in orbit and sort of fall down in different locations. One goes to Australia, Winston lands wherever. I don't think we actually know where Winston lands, but Winston lands wherever Winston lands and then ends up joining Overwatch, and all of the rest is kind of history. The thing is, though, we never really see any reference, do we, to Hammond? Like, Winston at no point talks about Hammond. There's no mention of Hammond at all. So maybe Winston thinks Hammond is dead. Maybe Hammond is actually evil, right? There's so many ways this could go. Guys, I want you to go crazy in the comments below. I suspect we will get more teasers very soon. If this is anything to, if Efi is anything to go by, and Doomfist, it will come fast. We'll probably know by this time next week who this hero is or what these teasers are actually pointing towards. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Stylosa and this is Lost. I hope you enjoyed this wild speculation video. If you did, then let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And remember, you can follow me on Twitter, which is @UnitLostGaming, and I'll catch you lovely lot on the next one. Toodaloo.